Hey gang, happy Sunday. I was trying to not do a lot of talking head videos when I came back to YouTube, but as you may have seen on Instagram, I'm a little incapacitated. I'll be honest, I don't really know what happened. It could be a sprain, could be arthritis. I might have to amputate my finger, I don't know. So it threw off my video game plan for the week. And so instead, I posted on Instagram asking you guys for some of your training and nutrition questions and said that I would answer them today for you, here and now. So you guys asked so many good questions, like there's a lot of them, and I really could, this video could end up being like an hour long probably, but we're not gonna do that to you. So what I decided to do is that I am going to go through and answer as many as possible in a rapid fire style. And then if you watch this video and there's a topic or two that you really want me to dive in a little deeper on and kind of get more detailed and explain a little bit more, let me know in the comments, and then maybe down the road, I'll do some dedicated videos to those topics. But for now, we're just gonna go through and answer these questions in a very simple way. So I'm probably going to oversimplify a lot of these topics, but hopefully it'll at least lead you in the right direction to start finding out some more information on your own. Let's just go down the line, I suppose. What are your tips for nutrition during a competition day in between events? Keep your protein the same, keep your carbs the same, maybe lower your fats just because fats are a little bit harder to digest, and then make sure you're getting simple carbs like Gatorade or sugar or stuff that's gonna break down a lot quicker and help you recover quicker between events. Any quick healthy breakfast ideas that don't include oatmeal or eggs? Lately I've been having 2 Kodiak waffles, frozen waffles, and a Greek yogurt. What's your take on intermittent fasting and or training while fasting? I could never. I need food. I know that intermittent fasting works for some people, and I respect that because I think different things are going to work for different people. I think it's more of a weight loss thing. It's not necessarily going to make your performance any better. Do you count your macros? If so, what are they? Yes, I do count my macros. Here are my macros for a rest day. Here are my macros for a training day. And that's all in MyFitnessPal Premium, which is what I use to track my foods. How often do you train? How many hours? Let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm doing about an hour, hour and a half of lifting, and then a typical CrossFit class. And Saturday or Sunday, I'm doing a just a simple garage workout with my girlfriend. And then if I'm not too busy, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I add in an extra 30, 45 minutes of cardio in the morning. But lately, I've been way too busy to do that. I have eating disorder issues and macro counting triggers me. How can I lose weight? Carbs are easy to overeat, and when you're going out to eat or doing takeout or doing a lot of processed foods, it's easy to overeat. So if you're focusing on things like lean proteins, vegetables, and fruits, you're probably going to be staying at a pretty modest calorie range without having to track anything, just because it's so hard to overeat those foods. How do you find meals that fit your RP.determined macros? I used your code and took the plunge. Oh, thank you for using my code. My best advice is to not worry about making it feel like a cohesive meal. Like, there are times where I'll eat some chicken and rice and then just a scoop of peanut butter and a handful of raw spinach. There's so many good questions. What's your opinion on the RP app versus the template? I personally prefer the templates. The app is more of a planner than a tracker. And so if I'm going to be using an app, it's generally to track. And so the way that I kind of do my food and my counting, the app didn't totally work for me. I think if you're someone who likes to plan ahead, the app is really great. But I am actually still using my templates, and I love my RP templates still. Donuts versus bagels. Donuts. Why are the carbs in cookies worse for you than the carbs in oats? They're different carbs. The carbs in oats come from like whole foods, like whole grains and oats. And similar to how like vegetables are like a starchy carb and potatoes are like a starchy carb, it's a different kind of carb. The carbs in a cookie are coming from mainly sugar. So it's not the carbs that are bad, it's the fact that it's sugar, and we don't want to be filling our bodies with that much processed sugar. How important is it to be eating more protein than carbs and fat when losing weight? I guess, I mean, I'm eating more carbs than protein. I think it's more important to worry about having a balanced spread, and the more protein you eat, the more full you'll feel on less calories, is generally where that thought process comes from. Do you think that in CrossFit you benefit more if you're lighter or heavier? A happy medium. I've now both been pretty light and pretty heavy in my CrossFit career, for myself, I mean, and it really is about finding that that middle ground where you feel strong, but you also feel fast and light in your gymnastics. Top BCAA and protein recommendations. I'm new into supplements. I don't use BCAAs. I don't think anybody needs BCAAs. The protein I use is Optimum Nutrition, and I really like both their whey and their casein. What are some healthy snacks you have between meals? I used to be a very bad snacker. If I start snacking, I won't stop snacking. So I have taken snacks out of my repertoire for the most part, and I will just eat 4 meals throughout the day. So if I'm getting hungry, I just eat another meal, because snacks and me are just a slippery slope. With fresh ink, do you make any special accommodations to protect it while training? Yes, it depends on where the tattoo is and how big the tattoo is. So you probably want to avoid working out for maybe a day or 2 while it's first healing if it's something that's big or in a spot on your body that moves a lot, or if you're somebody who like gets drenched in sweat. And then after the first couple days, I will just make sure that I'm wearing clothes to protect it. Like for example, when I got my side done, I always wore my shirt. I never took my shirt off. When I got my bicep here done and I was doing muscle ups, I would wear sleeves, or I would wear like a headband over the tattoo, just so that the friction isn't irritating it. And that's a good idea to do until it's like fully healed. What motivates you to keep going in the gym when you're feeling tired? I've talked about this a lot previously, but I'll just remind you guys that you are not always going to feel motivated. You have to let dedication and determination take its place and just give yourself no choice. Even if you're not feeling motivated, it doesn't matter. Go to the gym anyway. You're not gonna feel motivated every day. You have to just become very dedicated to your goals. Any advice for improving squat depth? Work on your ankle mobility and your hip mobility. Those are probably the 2 things that are stopping you. Stretch your hamstrings, stretch your quads, stretch your hips, and really focus on those ankles as well. Do you practice mobility for your workout day of, or do you have a routine for mobility? I generally tailor my mobility to whatever I'm doing in the gym that day. I use ROMWOD a lot, but a lot of the times I also just will kind of target whatever areas I know are gonna really be taking a beating that day. How to lower body fat, and do you have an updated supplements that are a must? To lower your body fat, you need to take in less calories than you are putting out. It's as simple as that. Calories in, calories out. A no-fail system works every time. And I don't have any updated supplement must, because there is no supplement that is a must. How many training days a week is the most reasonable for someone who works full-time? Depends on how dedicated you were. When I was working a full-time job, 40+ hours a week, I was still in the gym 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. I would go to the gym at 6, train till 8, go to work at 9. It just depends on how much do you want to be in the gym, and how dedicated are you to making that time commitment and making it a priority. I'm trying to increase how many days I train, but my body says no. Any ideas to help? Take care of yourself. Do a lot of mobility. Maybe pick up a yoga class, get a massage if you can. Make sure you're eating enough so that your body is recovering. Get enough sleep. focusing on recovery is going to be huge. And then also only add 1 day at a time. If you're starting at 3 days a week, do 4 days a week for like a month, and then maybe do 5 days a week after that month. You know, do a gradual increase. How to deal with stress when you can't go to the gym. Oh girl, I feel you. The gym is my savior. So if I can't get to the gym for a couple days, I start to feel really stressed and agitated. My best advice is just go for a run. Just put on your sneakers, pop in your headphones, and just go run. Whether it's 1 mile, 3 miles, 7 miles, it's gonna be quick and easy, and it is gonna relieve some of that stress for you. How do you lose fat in your abdominal area? You cannot target fat loss. I don't care who tells you what or tries to sell you anything. You cannot target fat loss. The way to lose fat in your stomach is to lose fat all over. Unfortunately, the stomach is, for most people, the last thing to go, but you cannot target a specific area for fat loss. Is it good to be on a diet as a teen? I'm gonna say no. I don't think any teenagers or children or young people should be dieting unless it is recommended or required by a doctor. I think that teenagers and all young people should just be focusing on learning how to eat healthy and what it means to have a healthy diet, and what healthy nutrition looks like. Learn how to focus on whole foods, learn how to create good habits surrounding food and create a good relationship with food. If you focus on all those things, you'll be all right and you'll be wherever you need to be. I don't think young people need to be dieting. Any tips to get close to your efficiency at toe to bar? Big lats, flexible thoracic spine, and learn how to use your hips to generate momentum. Those are my 3 tips. You can figure out how to put them together. How do you know if you're gaining muscle or fat? You don't. You're probably gonna gain them both at the same time. Muscle gain is going to be very slow, so if you're gaining weight fast, that means it's probably fat. That would be one way to determine. But other than that, they're kind of going to come together. And then after your period of weight gain, if you want to trim down and lose a little bit of the excess fat, you'll then be able to see how much of it was muscle and how much isn't. But if you want to gain muscle, there's going to be a little fat that comes with it. Where can I find a program to start from fitness level 0 that I can take a child in a pram along with me? This is a little tough, not starting from fitness level 0. That, I believe, you can go to any gym, anywhere, and if they are good and worth your time, they'll be able to help you and modify for you so you can get started. Taking your kid along with you is going to be very difficult, so my suggestion is work out at home. There are so many living room workout programs. Beachbody has a ton of them. There are probably so many others. You can get a great workout in your living room. You do not have to go to a gym to get a good workout in. So that would be my suggestion for that. How do you fit enough protein in without going over on your fat intake? Focus on lean meats. I eat a lot of chicken, and whey protein is also your friend. How can I deal with cravings when I want to lose weight? I have 2 ways of going about this. One is kind of an all or nothing approach where you just kind of have to ignore those cravings and you say, no, I'm going to only eat X, Y, and Z, and that's that. Eventually your cravings will go away. If that's not gonna work for you, my suggestion is to find healthy alternatives. When I want something sweet, I make casein cookies. It's just casein protein powder and peanut butter. So, you know, I'm not throwing my diet off track, but I am kind of getting and meeting that sweets craving. So whatever you think is gonna work best for you in order to keep those cravings under control and not then have to feel like you have to go overboard. How do you stay full on RP? I'm hungry and lightheaded all day, which impacts my job and training. You're probably not eating enough. If you are looking for ways to stay full, my first suggestion is to add vegetables and really up the volume of vegetables that you're eating. But if you're lightheaded all day, you maybe are just not eating enough and need to kind of up all the macros. Because a little bit of hunger during weight loss is okay, but for it to be impacting your job and training like that is not. Recently been prioritizing mental health alongside food and training. How are you finding it? Well, I just got ghosted by the only therapist that I thought maybe would be a good fit for me in my network, so not great. But no, it's been good. Prioritizing my mental health for me means that my diet is taking a little bit of a back seat, just because I'm very tired all the time and just don't have the energy to do the cooking that I should be doing. So I'm just kind of accepting that and being okay with that, and know that it's just the season that I'm in, and eventually I will have that energy and motivation to rein the diet in fully. How do I go about using heavier weights in Metcons? I'm not RX. Don't worry about RXing. That's just a suggestion. You need to worry about doing what's right for your body. My suggestion would be to just make a gradual increase. If you're using 65 pounds this week, maybe try 70 pounds next week, or 75 pounds. But make sure that you're getting the proper stimulus from that workout, and that you're holding good form, and that you're able to maintain your intensity. If you can do all of those things and up the weight, then up the weight. But if you cannot, then you need to just stay where you're at. And if you keep putting in the work, the progress will come. Okay. I feel like I answered a lot. There's like also so many more that I wasn't even able to get to, but hopefully this helped some of you get a little bit of a start in going in the right direction to find out more information on your own. That's all I have this week. I'm hoping that this will be off soon, and next week I'll be able to offer up something a little bit more exciting. But until then, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, etc. And I'll see you next week.